Hi, I'm Tiger Lily, and yeah, that's not my real name, but that's my trail name, and so that's what I will go by all the time on my hiking channel. And I have a lot of friends at work and other places, but mostly at work, and they really don't know a whole lot about backpacking, and I'm so used to like looking at YouTube channels and Instagram pages and different sources on the internet that have to do with backpacking. So it seems so common to me, and you know, I love talking about it. But when they ask me questions like at work about my upcoming trip, I thought, you know, I'm gonna do a quick video and kind of tell everybody like what's going on and answer some of the questions that they always have. So I don't really like talking about it at work. And of course I love talking about the topic because, you know, as a backpacker, and you know, if you're one, we just could like talk forever about it. And it's so thrilling to us, but to everybody else it's like really boring probably. But so anyway, one of the main questions that people ask me is, where are you going? And where is the trail? Okay, so I am going to be hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, and this is my third attempt. So, okay, long story short, the first year I hiked all through the desert. I got into the Sierra, and for various reasons I got off trail. Okay, so I had an injury in 2023 and I ran a marathon. So I tried to hike the trail last year. I just couldn't do it. It was just so painful. I was like crying every day on the trail. It was just miserable. And my cartilage was basically gone. So I had to, eventually after 2 surgeries, I had to have a total hip replacement. So that was in January. Okay, so now it's April and it's been about 3 months since the surgery. And so gonna try it again. Okay, so I'm gonna be with my friend. So we're gonna attempt to do the whole thing as a through hike. See, this red line is actually the Pacific Crest Trail, and it starts in Campo, and that's obviously California, and it goes up through the Sierra and up into Oregon, which is here. It continues up until it hits Washington, which is here, and it goes all the way up to the little border of Canada. So from Mexico to Canada. Now it's about 2,650 miles. That's a estimate. It's a little bit longer than that, but it takes about 5.5 months on average for most people. So it starts to snow a lot up here in Washington in October. Like, really want to finish by October 1st. So Oregon is a little bit easier. This got the Sierra, which is the hardest part of it. The point is, start a little bit past the beginning in order to get up before it snows. And if we have to skip any sections in Oregon, we'll come back and then come back and finish. And hopefully do a little southbound, so hitting the actually southern terminus at the end. Okay, so the Pacific Crest Trail is called PCT for short, and it goes through 26 national forests, 7 national parks, 5 state parks, 33 federally mandated wilderness areas, and 57 major mountain passes. You have to have a permit to do the through hike. You don't have to do it, but it's really easy just to get the permit, and then that way you can go through all those different parks and such that I mentioned with just the one pass. You don't have to piece it all together. So you can do it that way if you don't get an actual permit from the Pacific Crest Trail Association. So about 4,700 permits are issued each year. Maybe, they don't really know, maybe 15 to 35% of the hikers finish, which is roughly 700 to 1,600 people. That would complete the whole trip. Most people drop out in the desert. So there's a weather window, and that makes it hard to hike this trail. You have to kind of start in mid-April to kind of like early May. Well, we're starting at the end of May. So we're kind of already falling behind and have to like make up, like I talked about before. The snow is a big issue in Washington, and also you kind of want to clear it before any wildfires happen. There's snow you have to deal with. We're gonna have gear for that if we need to. There's heat. I get heat exhaustion rather easily, so that's an issue. River crossings, so once the snow starts to melt, there will be really, hopefully not high, vigorous, dangerous water crossings. Then there's altitude, and I don't live at altitude. It's like 100 feet or something around here in Oklahoma, but altitude can be an issue with sickness and feeling just not really that great. So there's a lot of different varying terrains that you go through, and it can be quite dangerous. So you have to have your rain gear, your snow gear, your sun gear, and so the heat, I hate the heat. I'm not very good at extreme heat or extreme cold. There will be like alpine areas and subalpine, and then you got the Sonoran areas, the upper and lower, and that includes like the Mojave Desert, the Sonoran Desert, and then like grasslands, woodlands, oak areas. Dramatic shift from dramatic heat to dramatic cold, and then there's going to be heavy rain areas probably in Washington. You have to be prepared for that. So it's not like the AT where it's like a little bit easier to plan for some of it. It's a little more dramatic, even though the terrain itself is like a little smoother, not as rocky. So people ask me, where are you going to sleep? You're hiking, so you sleep outside in a tent. So I have a Z-Pax duplex, and it is made out of carbon fiber. It's really fun to actually carry everything that you need on your back and just pick up and hike 20 miles or whatever it is, figure out where you're to stay the next night. It's so liberating and freeing, and sometimes intimidating and scary, but it's so much fun. I love it. It's a rolled up, scrunched up. It's really a 2-person tent, but I got it for myself to be a 1-person tent, and it takes 2 trekking poles to hold it up. This is a frame that's made by also Z-Pax for actually this tent, and in the desert it makes it so much easier. So it's like an external frame on the outside, and it actually is very beneficial. So don't really want to carry the extra weight, but it takes about 6 to 8 titanium little stakes. There's a sample. I always have to buy new ones because I'm pounding the death out of them with rocks. They're always bending and stuff. So in the desert, it's really hard. You have to put rocks on them a lot of times because, you know, it's harder to stay in the sand, and it is so windy. Here are the trekking poles that will hold up the sides of the tent. Black diamond, it's ergo cork, and I super love them. They're very helpful for my wrists. This is my 2nd pair of them. My shoes, and I love them. They're Ultras, they're Olympus, and these are the 5s, I believe. And these are made for trail. And I also have inserts inside of them. Super feet, and these are made for hiking. And there's like a quiz type of thing you can do on their website. Keeping your feet in shape is really important. I do have bunions, and I wear double pairs of socks and tape so that I don't have a lot of blisters and stuff. It really works well for me. So, but I really like these shoes a lot. They're a little clumsy when they get more squashed out, I guess. Kind of trip on rocks and stuff a little bit, and that's what I don't like about them. But I have a few of these. These are not waterproof. Some of the ones I do, there's one pair I do have, it is. That's more for like Washington. And then I do have a pair that's like a pair of boots, and that's just in case for the Sierra and it's really snowy, because I know me, and I hate my feet all wet and cold. cold, so it might be a little bit too much. They are a little bit heavier, but I love them. By the way, these laces are so short on this 5 that even when you're tying this up to cinch it tighter, didn't work very well. So I just pulled these off of something else that I had left over. They work really well. You just cinch them up, and I tried hiking with them and they didn't come undone, so pretty cool. Sometimes people ask, how do you drink water, or how do you resupply food, and what do you eat? And I discovered this back before I was hiking the AT, and it's CNOT, but you just open this big side, put in the river or whatever the water source is, and then you put your filter on this side, and then you just squeeze the water out, and then you put it into your clean water bottle, which is usually like a Smart water bottle or something like that. So you just squeeze the water. Okay, what do I eat? Well, here's my bear bag, my food bag, and you hang it up in a tree so the bears don't get it, or other little like varmints that want to just like come and steal your food at night. So you're not supposed to sleep at this, but in the desert, it seems like most people sleep with there's nowhere to like pitch this up into a tree, but you have to carry a bear canister when you go into the Sierra. This is going to be the food for like the first several days when I actually get on the trail. It's already ready to go. So I have vitamins, coffee, electrolytes, and we have bars. That have a lot of calories. One thing that's nice on the trail is something that's crunchy. I love these. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Oh my gosh, I can't stop eating those. I can't stop eating my trail food like when I'm actually here at home. So the dehydrated meals are already like separated in the bags so that I can just add water. I do cold soak, which means I add water to this around maybe 2 hours before I think I'm gonna get to camp at night. And then it starts to hydrate or rehydrate. So by the time I get to camp, set up my tent, I can put more water in it and let it sit for a little bit, and then it's good to go. It's usually good to go, but it keeps me from having to have a stove, which requires fuel and it's heavier, and I'm trying to just do anything I can just to not have so much weight. So it's called cold soaking. And one thing I can't stand, I love my collagen. I hate oats, oatmeal. It just really makes me want to gag. Now in this, my oatmeal, I do have like turmeric, that's why it looks yellow. I have different things in there. Some of them have flax, collagen, I'll just throw that in there in the mornings with that. Things like tuna. This is like a gourmet. This is like super big and heavy to go with the wraps that I have for like a lunch. It could even be a dinner. I like to kind of eat a breakfast before I start. Get at least maybe a bunch of coffee in me if I can, and then go. Maybe an hour or two later, just eat bars and different things like that, because you want to maintain your energy. The moment that you start, forgetting to eat or not really forcing yourself to eat, because sometimes you're not hungry, you got to maintain your energy and your caloric level. So, because you're just going to be burning so much. So I can sometimes eat maybe a couple bars in the morning, maybe. So by the time I get to lunch, if it's not a bar that I'm eating for lunch, it might be a wrap. I don't really like to stop, and it's harder for me to get going again. So I do like to kind of walk and eat if I can. But when I'm with other people, it's really hard to do. Usually have to stop. And I usually like to have like a protein at dinner. It's good to have protein, I know, during the day as well. It helps maybe to slow the absorption of like the carbs that you have and the fat. It's good to have protein at night to just kind of have a recovery. I do have different vitamins and supplements, different electrolytes, different things that will help just restore your body at night. I do have ibuprofen and Aleve just in case. It can be hard to sleep at night after you've been pounding your legs like for 20 miles a day, or really when you're hiking like 9 to 10 hours a day, it's just like, and then all of a sudden you stop, then your legs are like like that. And so, you know, sometimes it's nice to have some kind of a supplement that calms you, or even like the Aleve or ibuprofen, but you don't want to take that stuff very often if you can help it. Once you get going and you're out there for maybe a month, you are so hungry that the dinner's not enough. Like, you're just eating everything, and you got to really be careful not to eat it all, you know. And so what do you do when you run out of food? Well, you go and you hit towns, and you go into different stores, and you can resupply like that, or you can send boxes to yourself, and plus medications and stuff like that. You might have extra shoes in those boxes, and you go to a post office for that, or you might have businesses that will accept packages. Sometimes Trail Angels will actually help you get to where you need to be. Like if you want to get into town, you hitchhike, meet total stranger, or there are phone numbers, and if you go to like Facebook, tons of different trail angels for different towns all along the way. Those people are just magnificent, and they're so needed, and I appreciate them so much. They give you trail magic, and that's like food. Sometimes they'll like be at like a road crossing or something, and you don't know they're going to be there, and they have this whole spread set up, and they have like hot dogs, hamburgers, and like just all kinds of junk. It's so good. And it's like, thank you so much. I'll have fruit maybe, and pop and stuff like that. Every once in a while they'll have beer and things like that, and that's kind of nice too, because you're just like, anything cold, you're just like slamming it down because you're just like so thirsty. So Trail Angels will help you get to town. Sometimes Uber. Where do you stay? You know, besides staying in a tent, sometimes you can go to campgrounds. Sometimes in the towns there might be a church or different building or businesses that will let you like sleep in their yard. And that's really cool. And also, you just want to take a shower every once in a while and do your laundry. So that's really nice to go to town maybe once every couple of weeks, you know, maybe on average, or whenever you're really broken down and your body's just really, really needing some rest. Then it's nice to just kind of lay out on a really nice bed. It's just like a dream. I mean, being on the trail is so amazing, but being in a town where you can have like, you know, awesome food and a bed, man, and water, you just don't take any of that for granted, and you love it. So appreciative. It's just, I wish everybody could experience being on the trail. And then going back to what we all take for granted, and we have so much in this country. We have so much stuff that we don't even need. We have so many clothes, and might have too many cars, might have too many shoes, you know, we've got too many whatevers, you know. It's like we really need to simplify our lives and just get to the basics and not have to like worry about like just all that stuff and what society pressures on you, you know, and just how you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to look, how you're supposed to dress, whatever. It's like, you know, it's like, just let it go. It's great. So sometimes people ask, how are you going to protect yourself? And I do have pepper spray, and I have carried it before. And another option is this Garmin Mini InReach, and it's just like an SOS device. You purchase a plan with it, and you can send messages. So I do that every night to like my children and family, friends, just to let them know where I'm at and that I'm okay. And there's also an SOS button on it in case you really have to call for some serious help. So I always think if I can walk out here and get to this point wherever I'm at, I got to make sure that I'm safe so that I can not have anybody come and rescue me. So, you know, but things happen, and things happen we, you know, aren't in control of. So it's good to have this and, you know, other people around you. Another part of being safe is having a headlamp. This is a Petzl Actic Core, and it was recommended to me by a friend who had also hiked the PCT. And in case I wanted to do any night hiking, it had like really bright lumens for that. So I have a power bank, 20,000 mAh, and it is by Anchor. And you know, I know there are other companies that have maybe better stuff. I don't really know, but I have what I have, and I don't really want to spend any more money. So I have this new thing that was gifted to me this year, and it's kind of cool. It does work. I don't know how long I'm going to last with it, but there are replaceable batteries, and it's for my air mattress. And I've always blown it up just, you know, by my mouth, but I'm like, you know, it'd be kind of fun just to maybe just get it faster done setting up camp at night. So I hope this works. And then when I get into town, wherever I'm at, I charge this up. This will last like several charges. So it's really important to have stuff like that when you go into like the Sierra, different places. And of course I have my phone, so I have Verizon, and my friend has AT&T, and between the two of those we can get like cell coverage here and there. So whenever I don't have it, AT&T covers it, and then when he doesn't have it, Verizon will cover it. So it's kind of a good thing to have other people around that might have different cell coverage. This is all the stuff I'm going to take. It looks like a lot, and it kind of is. This is for the clean water, the dirty water, and here's the water filter, and that gets attached to that, and the water goes into there. My headlamp, my SOS Garmin device, my power bank, the power outlet with different adapters, the FlexSteel pump, and the adapter to go onto my air mattress, emergency mirror, lotion, hand sanitizer, sunscreen for my face, lips, my whistle, and clippers. And this is a catch-all. It has scissors in it and a little knife and such. Toothpaste, toothbrush, and razor, and pens, antibiotic cream. This is like a catch-all with like miscellaneous, my permits, and this is bug spray and zinc. I made some paper for like a little journal so I could just write on trail at the end of each day. I prefer that over doing that on your phone. This is Band-Aids and repair items for your tent and air mattress and such. Small little absorbent towel to wipe up, especially the water inside the single wall tent gets water sometimes on the interior. This is a small little waterproof bag. It's for my electronics. Another small little waterproof bag to keep all of my toiletries in and such. Reading glasses, sunglasses, and the cord. I need that really badly in the desert. I can't find my long-handled spoon, spork, but I think I'm gonna have to buy one. But that's my short one. This is a cooler cloth. It's for when you go to the bathroom. It's able to be absorbent, and you can clean it, wash it off, so that you don't have to use much toilet paper. And here's the trowel. You have to dig cat holes, so when you go to the bathroom. This is different, like wipes I like to clean up at the end of the day, toilet paper. There's some extra baggies for different things like that. This is the umbrella for this desert, and my air mattress. I sleep better on an air mattress. This is my hip belt. It's waterproof. I love it. It's by Hightail Designs. Little bear. I know he has to go with me. I'll cut other things for weight, but he's always gonna be with me. My sun hat. My sleeping bag in this very heavy waterproof bag. I've tried different things. This seems to be the best method for me. I might do some cutting of cords. I'm not really sure yet. It's just a lot. It's my waterproof bag for my clothing. This is a pepper spray, which may or may not take. These are gaiters. They're for your shoes to keep out the dirt and sand from getting into your shoes so much. May or may not take those. These are my leggings. I have a tank top, and I have little cap to wear. I like to have this in town a lot, and you know, if there's a lot of sun, I definitely don't want to wear that, but there are other times that I just want to get my hair all out of my face, and that's really good for that. These are my knee braces. I might take both just at first to see how I'm feeling. These are my warmer gloves. These are my glove liners. I get cold hands very easily, so I have two. These are for rain mitts. They sometimes sort of work, but I'm gonna try them. I may not need them, but they're so lightweight, like they're not even there. This is a little hat for when it's cold. It's small. These are my compression leggings to help with circulation. Hiking socks, they're darn tough. Energy, they're toe socks. I wear those on first and those on top of them. I usually have a second pair of hiking socks, but I'm trying to cut down weight, so in the desert, I'm just gonna have one. These are my sleep socks. This is a buff, and I need it for the sun and the wind and the cold. This is a bandana, and I might use it to blow my nose because I'm gonna have problems with that. Also a shield on my hat. I'm gonna try to configure that up so it keeps the sun off of me. I may not take both, I'm not sure. These are my shorts, my sun long sleeve shirt. These are my sun gloves. This is my fleece, and I hike in it or sleep in it or just anything to stay warm, and it's really nice. This is a small, thin foam pad, and I can pull it out and like lay on it during the day or sit on it. And it's also good to be underneath my air mattress in the tent. Helps my air mattress not to move around so much. These are my shoes, and here's the plastic bag. It's a contractor bag, and it's thick, and it's my liner for my backpack, so I can put all my stuff in there. I've tried not using one, and all my stuff ended up wet last time in 2022, and it was just a bad experience. I'm like, I'm never again going to not have a contractor bag in my backpack. These are my rain pants, my rain jacket, and this is the food bag with the cord or the rope that you hang. It has a little carabiner. I'm probably not going to take this part, and going to like get it back probably after the Sierra when I actually need to throw that into a tree. This is my puffy. Here's the tent. It looks kind of big, but it's like super lightweight. And a bag. It's not the bag that it came with, but the bag that it comes with is so hard to just cram it in there, and so that's an easier bag to throw it in. These are the stakes, and here's the frame that we're going to use, and all of this equals a little over 2 pounds, and my friend said he would carry that for me, so I think that would be a nice thing. I don't like to wimp out and not carry everything, but I think just to see how my leg, my hip, and everything feels, he's going to take on all of that, which is awesome. Here's my backpack. Yes, I have 2 of these now since I've done this twice. This is my 3rd attempt, so I'll have to get another. So when people have that on their backpack, you know they're a thru hiker. It makes you feel better. And so my backpack is a Superior Wilderness design, and I can't really get it clean. It's made out of that same Dyneema waterproof type material, and all this stuff on it. These cords and such, those are for the umbrella. It gets pretty windy, you need like a lot of stuff to cinch down that umbrella. This is a small little, it's for a water bottle. It's by Z-Packs, but I put my hand sanitizer in there and snacks and different things in the morning that I would need or during the day, and I just love it. It's so convenient. Just like had to strap that on there. And this is a medium pack with a small hip belt, so you can get the 2 separate pieces to depending on your size, so you can get the best fit. It's a roll top, goes down, and the dreaded food bag, which weighs a lot. So if only we didn't have to eat or drink water, it would be so much easier. You need to spray permethrin on your gear. Helps to keep the bugs away. You don't want to spray your hats or anything on your head. I spray my backpack and my clothing, and I do my bra, but I don't just wear my underwear. So it's just out here drying. You have to do that about every 6 weeks. So sometimes people ask me, are you afraid of animals? And generally, no. I mean, in concept, yes. And the ones that I'm mostly afraid of are going to be the mountain lion and grizzly bears and black bears sometimes, but the cougars are definitely an animal that seem to be more elusive, and they're said to hunt people. But if you see one on the trail kind of walking after you, then maybe they're not really hunting you, they're just kind of checking you out. This still seems a little sketchy to me. Also, night hiking, I've heard stories of people seeing their eyes and hearing them, and it's like, I don't know. So they do put me a little bit on edge, but I've never seen one in the wild, thankfully. And everybody says they can see you, but you can't see them. So I think that's good. I'd love to encourage all of you to go out and try hiking, backpacking, go out by yourself, just to get into a quiet place. Don't rush. Just listen and see amazing things that you wouldn't normally see.